What's up, Gemini? Welcome to your December 2018 love reading. This is going to be perfect for you if you're a Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. If it doesn't fit, check out your Moon, your Rising, your Venus, your Sun, okay? Because it's just impossible that's going to resonate with everybody. Even if it doesn't resonate with you guys, I hope that I hope that you guys do find some type of insight, a gem, or something, right? That is my wish and prayer for all of you guys. Even if this doesn't resonate, it helps. Now, I'm doing something a little different right now because I'm actually blown away by the fact that you guys got so many fucking major arcana, okay? So I can tell you right now, big shifts, big shifts, in relationships right now for Geminis and, people with strong Gemini placements in their chart. Out of 9 cards that I laid down, you guys have 6 major arcana, and that's not even including the unseen energy, which is the bottom of the deck. So 7 major arcana. You guys are really going deep for answers. There is a little bit, I would suggest some of you go watch the Taurus video because I did just do their love reading, and in their obstacles and blocks, you guys got the same thing, which is 5 of Pentacles. We'll get into that. But there's definitely some big shifts going on, and I'm going to be clarifying all of these major arcanas as we go, just so I can get some understanding exactly. Okay? Now, you guys starting out are sitting in death energy. Death energy is all about transformation. It's all about, transformation, right? It is very much scorpionic energy. We just came out of Scorpio season. It's the doing away with things that needed to be done away with, right? And the thing about the death card is it doesn't happen drastically. It doesn't happen all of a sudden. The death, we see it coming, right? Like we can see him on his horse. We see how first he already got rid of the king. Now he's challenging tradition and, religion and the Pope and the whatever, right? So I do feel like some of you, there is a death to this relationship. If there's a relationship that you've been dealing with, a person that you've been dealing with, I think that you're coming into a time after lots of introspection with this Hermit card that you are ready to call it donezo, right? And the reason why I say that is because next to it, you guys have the Magician card. So some of you guys may be looking at this person that you've been dealing with like, you know what, they're just kind of like a trickster. I don't know if I could trust them. The Magician is that person who's definitely able to make things happen. But in the same sense, if it's a lower vibrational magician energy, it is someone who you could feel like is manipulating, right? So for some of you guys, I do feel like there's been manipulation in play because when I wanted to clarify the death card, you guys got 4 of Cups. So I do feel like a lot of you guys might find that you are breaking up right now after, really thinking about things. And remember, the Hermit card, that's Virgo energy, which is ruled by Venus or ruled by Mercury, just like you. After really noticing that this person wasn't shit, like nothing was going to change. Now, when I wanted to clarify the Magician card, 2 cards popped up. What popped up? 4 of Pentacles and 10 of Swords. So a lot of you guys, you felt like this person was tricky. You felt like they were selfish. You felt like they didn't give to you in the ways that you gave to them, right? With this 4 of Pentacles, that they held off things, information, money, resources from you. That they betrayed you and they kind of left you feeling like this kind of way, right? Just down in the dumps crying while your cat's looking at you like, girl, get up, right? So a lot of you guys are experiencing breakups right now, definitely. Now with that energy, you guys got the Temperance as your highest desire, right? The Temperance is all about finding that balance. There's definitely a big emphasis on you guys needing to find balance right now, not knowing where that lies. Again, with it feeling like you felt like this person is someone that you gave to, and now you're like, I don't even want to because like you're selfish. You don't try. Now, Temperance energy, when I wanted to clarify that, you guys got the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is, pages are all about messages coming in. It can be from another air sign. I actually feel like this is your energy though. In terms of that, you may be communicating with this person like, look, things aren't easy. I keep trying to make it work. I keep trying to find the balance, trying to find the flow. I feel like I'm the only one doing it. I don't feel safe. I don't feel grounded in this relationship. There is no passion there, right? And you may have found that out by spying on them, doing a bit of your own little research. Like, let's say they're telling you something like that shit don't even add up, and then you go and look on your Instagram or something, and like they were somewhere they weren't supposed to be, something like that. It feels like that type of energy. Now, and I wanted to say with that, it just feels like you're in a place where maybe in the past you've let things slide. You're not letting things slide anymore. So like you're coming at them like with communication, and it may, you know, in some sense, then you may not feel like you have all your facts, right? But you're still coming at them in terms of, look, I don't like this. This wasn't cool to me, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like you guys are going to be really communicating that and communicating it in a blunt way, like a childlike way. Not saying immature, but, you know, children don't have their filter system in their communication set up quite the way we do. And what I mean by that is children will often just say things how it is, how they feel, how they see it. They don't notice like the energy behind it sometimes, right? Whereas we, as we get to be adults, and not all adults, because some people don't really give a damn, but in most cases, when we care about a person, we care about a situation, we can tell our truths, but in a lot of ways, we'll try to put a dress on the pig to not make it sound so like brutal or painful, but still find our truth. It feels like in this sense, you guys are to the point where you're like, I'm fed up. Look, fuck you. Fuck you. So it's like you guys are saying, thank you, next, you know, type of energy. Now, the person that you're dealing with or the person that you're thinking about, they got 6 of Swords. So it feels like they're trying to walk away anyways, honestly. Walking away and going to something that is what they feel like easier. It feels like you finding your strength lately, Gemini, has made them feel like you're just kind of problematic when really you're not. You're just sticking up for yourself. And so they're like, well, I'm just going to go deal with this because I don't have to deal with this over here. But it's almost like that energy of like the grass isn't always greener on the other side. The grass is greenest where you water it. And I feel like that's something that they'll soon find out, right? Now, next to that, they got the High Priestess. So, it's so weird, but I just feel like there's a lot of manipulation here. Like, I don't know, I'm getting the feeling that there might have been a lot of manipulation with whoever you were dealing with, in terms of, like, I feel like they may have been holding back secrets from you, but then they'll turn to you and be like, you got secrets type thing. You know what I mean? Like gaslighting you to make you feel like you're the one doing some faulty ass shit. Okay, wait, why did Gemini get the High Priestess? 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands is all about setting up foundations, right? It's all about, it can be very much a marriage card. So maybe they felt like, especially those of you who were married, they could have felt like there were secrets in your marriage, especially if it has to do with money, with this Queen of Pentacles that's at the bottom of the deck right now. Choose one more card for that. Four of Swords. You guys are getting like all the 4s. So 4 of Swords is going, God, you guys got 4 of Swords, 4 of Wands, 4 of Cups. Yeah, all the swords except for Pentacles. Oh, and you got 4 of Pentacles. You got all 4 swords. Wow. So this is a big moment of pause in terms of, you know, 4s always indicate a moment of pause, whether someone's pausing to save their money, pausing to think about why they want to move forward in love, pausing to set up their foundation and celebrate, you know, how far they've come, pausing to really go deep within. I feel like they feel like you've been distant with this 4 of Swords and this High Priestess, right? Because 4 of Swords traditionally is really talking about going deep within, meditating, kind of isolating yourself more, right? I feel like it's almost like, okay, with this 4 of Swords, this 4 of Wands, and this High Priestess, I feel like if this is something that you've been leaving, I feel like they've been planning it. Or I'm sorry, I feel like they feel like you've been planning it. Remember, you started out as the Death card, and like I said, the Death card doesn't just happen. It's not the Tower. It's not a radical change. It is something that we see coming. It's something that we sense coming, right? It's something that we know. So it almost feels like with these cards and this High Priestess, it's like they feel like you've been kind of plotting your walk away. So instead of them just letting you walk away fully from you, they thought they'd jump you to or beat you to it and kind of leave ahead of time because they felt like you were keeping it from you, that maybe you were already planning on moving. Maybe you'd already been looking for like apartments or a new house. Maybe you had you know, really been isolating yourself with this Four of Swords to where they felt like they couldn't penetrate you and really figure out where you were mentally. And I think it's because you guys have been going deep within to get clarity on how to move. So with this death energy, I feel like they've sensed it coming. And where they're going to go is somewhere where they feel more balanced in the situation. Somewhere where they feel like, I feel like where they feel like they have the upper hand. Because in the Six of Pentacles, right, we're kind of looking at this man who's giving back to people, giving back to poor, feeding the poor. So there may have been something about this where they didn't feel balanced, where they felt like they were always, or like they felt like they want to be in more control of like where things go. Maybe you had the upper hand, maybe in terms of like you made more money, right? So then at the end of the day, it's your decision how money is spent, right? And so like it almost, and it's not, if it's not that energy, it feels like equivalent to that, okay? So like they're going to where they feel like they can be more of the boss rather than you being the boss. Like maybe they felt like you had too much control over where things are going and they didn't like that. Money could have definitely been an issue for them and for you guys in this relationship for sure. Especially because we've got that Four of Pentacles here, right? So they may have been trying to keep money from you. So it feels like either they've been trying to keep money from you and they want to continue to do that. So they're going to go where it's a little bit easier, where no one will question them, go off on their own, where people aren't asking for or expecting like to have to give and take in that balance in that. Or, yeah, it just, at the end of the day, it feels like there's some type of control that they want. And it feels like money might have been a definite issue in your relationship with them where they couldn't find the balance. Here you are, you're just trying to balance peace and all that with that Temperance card and just find what works best for you guys. But it seems like money is really like an issue or was an issue for you guys. Now, blocking it, some obstacles, is Five of Pentacles. Interesting. So we go from Six of Pentacles to Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is feeling of lack, feeling of poverty, feeling of not enoughness, right? Not feeling like you're enough. And I feel like that's what's taken this so long, because the Death card indicates to me this has been a long time coming. And with this Four of Cups and this Four of, like all these fours of you sitting back and thinking of it, and all this Ten of Swords, of all these swords stacking up, all this betrayal stacking up, excuse me, it feels to me like this is something that has definitely taken time for you to muster up the strength to do. Remember, these energies can be flipped too. So this can be, I could be speaking about the other person, you know, whatever. Take it as it resonates. It's general, okay? But there's definitely a sense of lack and a sense of like low self-esteem, which I feel like is what's kept you guys in this situation for this long, right? Almost like they could have been telling you, like, you're not going to be shit without me. What are you going to do without me? That type of thing. Ew, that's so negative. And for a minute, it feels like there may have been you guys who believed it, or maybe you guys were doing this to other people, and then, you know, for all this time they're believing it, and so that's been the block. But I do feel like there's going to be more forward movement, right? Because it feels like both parties in this situation want to leave. Both parties are ready to leave. It just feels like, in a sense, one party's doing more work internally with that Death card and all that, and the Temperance and the, you know, the communicating with the Page of Swords, and one person's just kind of abruptly going about it seems. Now, in terms of your best advice to move forward, it's just that, ooh, shit, Empress card, right? Clarified by the Ten of Cups. So this is ultimate happiness and fulfillment. This, you leaving this bad situation, I feel like is going to actually just, oh my God, make you so happy, right? The Empress is wonderful energy of attracting things. And again, she's attractive, but she also attracts things. She has really good energy, right? She's able to, like the Magician, kind of manifest things. And it's funny because if I'm looking at the lineup of these cards, sorry, let me get all these clarifiers out the way. The initial cards that I pulled, this row, it looks like this: Magician, High Priestess, Empress. And I always tell people the Empress card to me is like, it's the High Priestess and the Magician had an Earth baby, okay? And then here we are. So right here, you know, the sacral chakras lit up, the solar plexus chakras lit up. It's really important that you dismiss these feelings of lack and really get into your creative juices, right? Really get into what makes you tick. And through that, I feel like you guys will be able to manifest all types of things that make you feel abundant, right? This is Venus ruled card. So Taurus, Libra energy, but very much about, I feel like, standing in your own power and making things happen and not putting so much strain and effort to do it, but just knowing. Again, in your general reading, I talked about you guys need to have unshakable faith, and it's no different for this love reading, okay? So when you get that, when you really figure out your worth, because Empress card reminds us that we need to remember who we are, figure out our worth. Oh my God. And you guys' general reading is called Remembering Who the Fuck You Are, right? So when you really get that, then you get your full happiness. And it doesn't come from other people necessarily, right? It doesn't. And it's not always the typical vision of, the house, the 2.5 kids, the dog, the whatever. It's not like that. Happiness is it's different for all of us. But it's really important that you guys stand in your power of remembering who you are, remembering your worth, remembering you are the Empress, whether you're a man or a woman. And that's where you're going to find your happiness, okay? I'm also going back to childhood things. What made you happy as a child? What was your vision as a child? So you got that 6 of Cups card, very nostalgic energy, okay? Very nostalgic. And then once you do, honey, once you leave these feelings of like worthlessness and lack and all that stuff away, then we've got the world. And the world, it doesn't just stop there, right? I mean, it is the end of the major arcana, but the world card is about unlimited wonder. It's about knowing that you can make anything happen. And it really talks and speaks to letting bad things go to let new things come in, right? This is a completion of a cycle, but it's a successful completion of a cycle. So this is you guys really getting off your ass in terms of feeling bad and staying stuck in relationships and with people that don't make you feel good, that don't make you feel powerful, don't make you feel beautiful, don't make you feel wanted, don't make you feel valued. And once you do that, then you've opened up this world of whatever the hell you want, right? Like whatever you want, Jim, whatever you want. What do you want? It's whatever you want. Let's clarify that. Three of Wands. Yes, it's just now you guys are waiting for it, right? Waiting. And then at the bottom is the Death. So I really feel like once you guys let go of these things that haven't been serving you for quite some time, it feels like then you will be waiting to open up the new doors of unlimited wonder, okay? Like this is really, really good. It's going to be important for you guys to keep an open mind, okay? Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Keep an open mind. We don't always know everything. I know we feel like we always know everything, but we don't always know everything. Like we don't always know, right? And yes, we have free will and power to make our own decisions of what we want, and that's beautiful, and that's something that we should all really be totally like grateful for and thankful for. But sometimes we don't know what's best for us, and it's really, in this case, it feels like you've got a lot of major things coming in and wanting to come in and happening, but it's going to require you guys to let some of the old things go. And I know it's hard to let the old things go, even if they're things that we know have not been toxic. I've been in toxic relationships that I, for whatever reason, still didn't want to let go. I know it sounds stupid when you say it like that, but it's not stupid. And we all go through it. And I can understand where that comes from and how that must feel. But you guys just have to know that there's so many beautiful things ahead, like so many big changes. But if you're in a relationship that is low vibrational and not making you feel good and not good for you in general, you have to let it go and just know that you have so many great things coming ahead of you, okay? I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for everything. If you'd like a personal reading, please reach out. And I will see you guys in motherfucking 2019. Bye, Jen.